Welcome back to the Lead2Xceed platform with me, Henry Baye. In today's chat, I would like to tackle the subject of diversity and what it means for leaders. Diversity has been described as getting the mix right in teams and organizations. The goal of diversity is that at various levels of the organization, there is a good mix of gender, race, and age, or generations, as we call it. It is believed that a good mix of these three elements is important for improving organizational success. There are many other ingredients that have been suggested as variables of diversity. In this chart, I'm considering the three that I consider to be the key: gender, race, and generations. I love football. And one of the key things that I've studied when watching football is just the different flavor different ethnic groups bring to football and how exciting it makes football. I have also watched many other games, such as the mixed doubles in tennis, and also seen how gender diversity makes it such a wonderful sport. Sports is a picturesque representation of what true diversity looks like. Various organizations have set public targets of what kind of mix they would like to achieve by a certain date, but really, how important is diversity in organizations? Let me share with you some of the statistics and research around the importance of diversity in organizations. Global Diversity reports that diversity positively correlates to competitiveness, performance, and right decision-making of organizations. Businesses with a healthy balance of men and women are 21% more likely to outperform their competitors. Businesses with a good mix of ethnic backgrounds are 33% more likely to outperform their competitors. Teams that are gender, age, and ethnically diverse make better decisions up to 87% of the time. I'd like to talk about the first ingredient of diversity, which is gender. Professor Larry Cahill, a professor of neurobiology and behavior, has drawn the conclusion in neurological research that there are fundamental neurological differences between men and women that reflects in differences in their thinking, analysis, and interpretation of emotional events. He avers further that women, it's known, retain stronger, more vivid memories of emotional events than men do. They recall emotional memories more quickly, and the ones they recall are richer and more intense. It is also known that the two hemispheres of a woman's brain talk to each other more than a man's do, showing a more strongly coordinated activity between the two hemispheres. The second ingredient in the diversity pot is generations. There are a number of generations of people alive today, and some of who are still in the workplace. Research has shown that people in each of these generations, traditionalists, baby boomers, millennials, and Gen Zs, vary tremendously in how they define values, beliefs, and what their worldviews look like. They also vary widely in their philosophy and approach to work, problem solving, risk taking, communications, relationships with authority, and digital technology. Historical events suggest that each of these generations have also been influenced by many different global events at different times in the world. It is estimated that over 40% of today's workforce is made up of millennials and Gen Zs. And in the US alone, about 10,000 baby boomers retire every single day from the workforce. This shows just how quickly the workforce is changing and what the worldview of the changes involved in this as well. Today, clients of most institutions are in the generation that requires that formulation of solutions for these clients will require their kind of thinking around the table where the decisions are being made. The millennial and Gen Z population live in the world of exponential progression in business. So their kind of thinking is needed around the table if organizations are to survive in this ever-changing competitive landscape. The third ingredient is ethnicity. When it comes to ethnicity, the biggest factor that accounts for the differences in people is genetics and culture. There are certain characteristics that are stronger in certain ethnicities more than others. This may be some form of stereotyping, but are also well-known realities. There is a part of Japanese corporate culture which is characterized by mutual respect and uncompromising commitment to agreements. This is clearly born out of the culture. Passion is expressed differently in various cultures, and all of these expressions have a place in building a rich and diverse corporate experience. It is very distinct how the work culture and loyalty to organizations can vary widely in different cultures. The differences in women and men, the varied ways of different ethnic groups, and the rich perspectives that can be acquired across generations makes it impossible for organizations to really succeed without the right diversity. For some organizations and leaders, diversity is just lip service and a certain hollow commitment to showcase what percentage of what mix is great without a true commitment to the purpose of that mix. Organizations and leaders who pay such lip service do only themselves great harm. The examples of what could be benefited from each gender, generation, or ethnicity clearly demonstrate that there is a certain richness we miss when we ignore diversity in organizations, not just across the organization, but more especially in senior roles. The subject of how leaders can go about building diverse organizations will be the subject of another chart. But as I draw the curtain on this chart, let us remember that each individual in an organization, by gender, race, and generation, bring with them a diverse set of perspectives, work and life experiences, as well as religious and cultural differences. The power of diversity can only be unleashed and its benefits reaped when we recognize these differences and learn to respect and value each individual, irrelevant of their background. As always, as I bring this chat to a close, is there a question on your mind that you would like to ask? Has a thinking been triggered in your mind through this chat that you'd like to ask some questions about, or there is a subject that you'd like us to explore a bit more? If your answer to any of these questions was yes, please feel free to send them to us through this channel or through the email on your screen, and we'll be very happy to answer them. And remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, and hit the bell button so that next time we share new content, you'll be the first to know. This has been me, Henry Baye, on the Lead2Xceed chart. Lead2Xceed, inspiring leaders, multiplying impact.